Hello, welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. My name is Liz, and I'll be guiding you on this journey today. This is a reading for the 6-3 human design profile, the role model martyrs. If you don't know what your human design profile is, there's a link in the description below for you to get your human design body graph. And one of the bits of information on there about you will be your profile. Definitely be sure to check out your zodiac sign readings. Those are all posted. And what else? I would absolutely love it if you subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. And yeah, let's, this is a 3-card spread. The first card is your current energy. The second card is what's leaving. Third card is what is coming in. Simple, right? And then we'll clarify each one of those cards with another card. So for our 6-3 human design profile peeps. All right. All right. Current energy, 6 of Wands, love it. What's leaving, the 4 of Wands. And what's coming in, the Fool, love it. Like, what a perfect place for the Fool card to come in. We have the 8 of Pentacles with the 6 of Wands. We have the 10 of Swords with the 4 of Wands, interesting. And we have the 6 of Cups with the Fool card. You know, this has come up so many times in the readings that I've done so far. And I think it is like just, well, I don't know, whatever. I think it is like specific to this deck, but I don't know. I mean, I think it's definitely specific to these readings. I think that, you know, like also too, there's a reason why this deck was like, you know, kind of gung-ho about, not gung-ho, but you know, it gave me a yes for doing the readings. Because I do every time, you know, before I do readings anywhere for anybody, I shuffle the deck and I ask it if it wants to do the reading. And, you know, I just shuffle it until a quote unquote yes or quote unquote no card comes out. And with this deck, it was the Sun card and the Chariot card that came out. So that was clearly a yes. So anyway, what I was going to say is that it's interesting because in these readings, like there's been this theme, I guess maybe you could call it, of there being a masculine energy and a feminine energy throughout, or like not at all. Like, you know, sometimes in some of the readings, it's been all feminine and they all look the same-ish in the sense that I'm being very basic, like simplistic here, where, you know, like the feminine depicted character has brown hair. And I'm like, because all of them have brown hair, they're all the same person. Or even, you know, like blonde hair we have here too. We have this masculine, you know, in the 6 of Wands. We have a feminine in the 8 of Pentacles. We have a masculine and a feminine in the 4 of Wands, a feminine in the 10 of Swords, and then, you know, a feminine in the Fool and a feminine in the 6 of Cups. Interestingly enough, like there's 2 cards that have a blonde feminine on it and 3 cards that have a brunette feminine on it. So, you know, there could be a masculine energy around you. There could be, you know, a friend or family member or somebody significant to you that maybe just has a different hair color than you. And that would have some, you know, some significance. It doesn't have to, of course, but I'm just pointing out like what's, you know, what's coming to mind. So the 6 of Wands is about success and victory. It's recognition. Wands have to do with action and the motivation behind the actions that we take. Creativity, passion, right? Like what actions are we taking towards those things? How are we communicating those things? Also, like just bottom line, trying shit. Because, right, like we get information that way. Like, do we like doing this thing or not? And if we don't, how can we, you know, like either do something different or switch it up? And, you know, again, like 6 of Wands is getting to a point of succeeding at something, right? Like, and again, receiving recognition, not necessarily plural, from other people. I mean, we can see this figure standing on top of this, rock here, and the lion has like one of those wreaths around it that you see after like a horse race or something like that, right? Like the winner. And it's paired with the Eight of Pentacles. So, Eight of Pentacles is all about work and repetition. And, it's recognizing that practice makes perfect. It's recognizing that you do have to put your energy, your resources, your time, your physical presence into a thing in order to get good at it, right? Like none of us are really born knowing how to literally do anything, right? But like just by continuously doing something, we get better at it. I mean, like there's no way that you can't, right? And even too, like it could change. Like, just the way that you started doing something to the way, before or at the very beginning, and the way that you do something now could have changed. You could be receiving some sort of recognition for your work. Like you could be wanting to present your work. You could be wanting to, like in a gallery or online, maybe you want to sell it. Maybe even just like a promotion or a different type of job or position that is better suited for your skills. This would be very positive for that. On the other side of things, though, not necessarily related to like what I was just saying, there could be a masculine energy here, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a gender, but just somebody that has that. I mean, it can be, but just somebody that has that masculine kind of energy. And, it's like they're taking credit for something. And then in this Eight of Pentacles, like this person is here, like doing the work while this other person is being recognized for it. If this is a relationship, romantic or platonic, it's almost kind of like the Six of Wands. Either they feel like they are victorious over something, like they won something, or they are trying to have the upper hand. While this Eight of Pentacles is the one that's like, I'm the one that's like putting in the work. I'm the one, right? Because they're sitting here on their wheel here, making yarn, while this person is like standing on top of the rock, like acting all righteous or something. I don't know. It's kind of a weird energy to go down. And I'm like, I don't know if this is me or, like I am trying to, of course, like connect to the energy, but I'm just like, what is this? And also, I mean, I also have like a bit of a reason, of course, to be like kind of going in that direction, because we have the Four of Wands and the Ten of Swords over here. And we can see on the Four of Wands, this masculine and this feminine energy. This is a relationship card. It talks about union, like coming into union with somebody else. It's kind of, like what relationships are in a way, right? Like, there's, it talks about harmony. It also talks about building a firm foundation and like having stability too. But this is what's interesting, is that it's paired with the Ten of Swords, and look at the juxtaposition that's happening here. Like this is in the position of what's leaving. This is definitely a bubble being burst. But like, I mean, there's 10 swords sticking out of her back. It's like a bubble being burst. It's, the camel, or the straw that broke the camel's back. I mean, it's like whatever other analogy or metaphor, to depict that. It's like your fairy tale coming to an end. But also, like, this is in the position of what is leaving. So if there has been and again, it doesn't have to, it just depends on your situation, right? It does not have to be like an actual relationship. It certainly can be if that's where it's fitting. But it's literally like making this decision that like you're done, because tens are completion. I remember like when I was in my 20s, I was dating this guy, and literally, I shit you not, like every 3 months he would just lose it, like, and just do the shittiest stuff. And I would find out and I would be pissed, and I would break up with him. But sure enough, like after a week or so, if that, he found his way in, I like allowed myself to be talked back into it, type of thing, because, swords have to do with our mind and our mindset and our beliefs. And, like how we're communicating those things, how they even come about. It's truth and honesty too, right? So I would just allow myself to just basically get like reeled back in. And I shit you not, it was like every 3 months. And it happened, I think 3 times. Like after the third time, we were in Vegas with a bunch of my friends, and he made a complete asshole out of himself. And I was just like, I like have to decide what I'm gonna do. Like, do I want to continue to do this? Like every 3 months, like what is gonna be the next thing? Because that also became like all I started thinking about was what is gonna be the next thing, and when is it gonna show up, right? Like the countdown is on, the clock is reset once we get back together to like another 3 months. So, like when is the thing? And I was like, no, like when we get back, I'm done. And I did. I broke up with him. When we got back, I was like, he somehow was like kind of living with me, kind of not. But I was like, you need to get your shit out. And, like truly, that's it. And that's just like an example, but that's just like, right, getting to a point of just being done. Whether that is with a, just something that you thought was going to be different. It's like breaking a cycle. Choosing yourself. It's literally, like I said, the straw that broke the camel's back. So I think you get what I mean. And what is so fucking beautiful is that we have the Fool card with the 6 of Cups over here. The Fool card is a brand new start. It's a leap of faith, trusting the process. There's all these butterflies in this card too, which, butterflies represent transformation. Literally, it's like going from one thing to a completely other thing, right? And the butterfly is responsible for that whole process, right? Like they were a caterpillar. They like ate their way through shit, right? Like they ate a bunch of leaves and stuff. They built the chrysalis that housed them. They turned themselves into goo. They, became this butterfly. They came out of the chrysalis and they flew away. Like all that was up to them. And it's a lot of trusting the process, right? Like it's following your own evolution. So yeah, and especially coming from over here, this is going to feel like a leap of faith. And especially too, look at the difference in these cards. Going from this to that. Yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Very possible. But it is a decision that you have to make for yourself, right? Like you got to be the one to decide what is that straw that breaks the proverbial camel's back. And also what is interesting is that there is no masculine over here in the Fool and the 6 of Cups. So there is some sort of masculine energy that is being left behind, even if it's like, patriarchal or like societal, traditional. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a specific like person, right? It could just be like this idea that was, kind of placed on you about the masculine and even about how that masculine fits into your life type of thing. It's very interesting. And the Six of Cups is the card of the past. So to me, it's like inner child healing. It's also too, it's just like this feeling of like trusting yourself. And two, okay, it could be a person because, you know, like you could be reestablishing a relationship with somebody from your past that maybe you fell out of communication with because of like whatever this situation was where this masculine energy was involved. And again, even if that is just a ideology or, you know, like whatever, and not a specific person, even if it was, but because then this Eight of Pentacles could have been shut out, but bubble is popped over here. There's, you know, some sort of like reconciliation happening with somebody from the past. It doesn't have to. I'm just saying that because, you know, these people do look like two different people. But yeah, you know, I mean, it could just be getting back to the way that you were prior to whatever the Four of Wands was. You know, like maybe you had more innocence. Maybe you felt more fulfilled at a different time in your life. It's like remembering where you were and also like allowing that to propel you forward, because we don't go back, right? It's just information, our past experiences, even child, you know, inner child stuff. It's information, right? But healing that, going through that, you know, it helps us to move forward, gives us courage, you know, to take that leap of faith. I fucking love this. I'm leaving it there. Thank you so much for allowing me to read your cards. I will talk to you soon. Bye.